Hello, citizens of Gotham. My name is Graham Elwood. You are watching the Political Vigilante. So we've been talking the last 2 days about PAYGO. This article came out January 2nd by David Dayen, friend of the show. This is from the Intercept. Nancy Pelosi rams austerity provision into House rules package over objections of progressives. Despite pressure from progressive Democrats, the House rules package for the 116 Congress will include a pay-as-you-go provision requiring all new spending to be offset with either budget cuts or tax increases, a conservative policy aimed at tying the hands of government. Boy, Nancy Pelosi, she's so resistant. She's just like, that's what she's going to fight Trump. This blue wave, right? We have a blue Congress. At least now Congress can resist Trump a little bit. Not really. This is awful. Presumptive House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, who will be sworn in on Thursday, January 3rd. That's when everybody gets sworn in, Ocasio-Cortez, right? Has promised for months to restore the PAYGO rule, which she instituted when first taking over the Speaker's gavel in 2007. She ran into resistance from progressives. So she's been doing this for years. She's been doing this for 12 years. Just if there's any question, that's battle tested, meaning she knows how to sell out progressives. She keeps winning, and Democrats keep buying it, thinking she's tough she's really good at selling people out and taking corporate money. She's worth like tens of millions of dollars, if not more. Who believe the rule would make it more difficult for Democrats to pass a host of liberal agenda items, from Medicare for all to a Green New Deal to tuition-free public college. Critics also argue that PAYGO creates an unlevel playing field where Republicans get to blow giant holes in the tax code, as they did with the 2017 tax cuts. You know, the $1.5 trillion that Trump added to the deficit to give his rich buddies less taxes. You and I got to pay more taxes, but those clowns don't. Pelosi helps that. Resistance. Here's what somebody from Justice Democrats had to say about her putting this in, right? There's an enormous appetite in the Democratic Party and among all Americans for major public investment to tackle our nation's major crises. Deepening inequality and structural racism and climate disaster, said Waleed Shahid, communications director for Justice Democrats, in a statement to The Intercept. Pelosi and the Democratic Party's leadership support of PAYGO makes actually solving these crises all but impossible. The Democratic Party leadership is unilaterally disarming and shooting themselves in the foot. What has the reaction been on? See how quickly they did this? People are getting sworn in on Thursday. We just had a holiday. It's a short week. Everyone's kind of not following, right? Everyone's kind of back at their jobs. Some of their kids are back in school. It's this kind of weird week. Like Monday the 7th is when everybody kind of really gets back, right? That's when everybody really gets back to work. So Warren Gunnels, who is an advisor to Bernie Sanders, this is what he said. In order for PAYGO to get in effect, it needs to pass the House. If some 18 Dems vote no, it fails. The vote will take place on Thursday. Will enough progressives have the courage to vote no on the first roadblock to Medicare for all, Green New Deal, and college for all? Let's see. This is Dave Dayen's tweet. I tried. I tweeted out. I called my Congressman Ted Lieu, and I said, I'm urging the congressman to vote against PAYGO. If he votes for it, I'm going to campaign against him. The guy was like, all right, I got an actual person. Ted Lieu did not vote for this. Suck it, Ted Lieu. This was on January 1st, New Year's Day at night. So we had a couple days to try to get this moving. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and Khanna both said tomorrow, they said this January 2nd, I will vote no on the rules package which is trying to slip in PAYGO. It's not only bad economics, as Khanna explains, it's also a dark political maneuver designed to hamstring progress on health care and other legislation. Khanna, I will be voting no on the rules package with PAYGO. It is terrible economics, right? The Democrats still think it's the early 90s. That's their playbook, is from the early 90s. So as I was researching, today is Thursday, January 3rd. It's late in the day. I kept checking to see if anything happened because they voted on it today. Guess what I just saw? I mean, I'm talking 15, 20 minutes ago. See that? Gee, what's that say? House adopts rules package with few Democratic defections over PAYGO provision. Only 3 Democrats, Representatives Khanna of California, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez of New York, and Tulsi Gabbard of Hawaii, voted no. Alabama Democratic Representative Terry Sewell initially was recorded as a no vote, but switched to yes before the vote closed. All those photos of this new progressive Congress, right? That photo of Ocasio-Cortez, good for her. She said it on Twitter, backed it up. Tulsi Gabbard, Khanna. These look like real progressives to me. Voted against the Democrats, voted against Pelosi, who Ocasio-Cortez voted for her to be Speaker of the House. Not a fan of that, but guess what? This is what happens. Maybe she doesn't understand. I'm not trying to make excuses for her because I'm glad she voted no. But don't vote for Pelosi. I don't know what Pelosi, if she just threatens people or if she just gives veiled, gives those well, I hope we don't have to run into any trouble, those veiled threats. I'd hate for you to be stuck on these really small committees, not doing anything effective. Is that it? Like Jackie Weaving's character in Animal Kingdom, just... Because you've seen that photo, right? Everybody today getting sworn in, the most diverse Congress, that woman with the hijab, the Pakistani woman, oh, wow, Ocasio-Cortez. None of those other so-called progressive women voted against this. They voted for it. The most diverse Congress we've ever had. One woman swore in on a Quran that Thomas Jefferson owned, which I was like, what an amazing gesture. She was like, this is great. And I was like, that's cool, because she's like Thomas Jefferson. She goes, Islam has been in America for a long time. We've accepted it as a religion. Only since 9/11 have we been like, oh, the evil terrorists, Islam. What a wonderful statement. Wearing a hijab in Congress, awesome, great, diversity. Boop, sell us out. See the theatrics of the corporate Democratic Party? Right, the photos, diverse, all these women of color, awesome, great, yeah. What happens? Ted Lieu, that loves talking about his service as a veteran, voted against this. Medicare for all, Green New Deal, they just made it impossible. And they did that so they can, if they get control of the Senate or the White House, they can still get rid of it and blame. It's like what Obama did when he had the House and the Senate and the White House. And then they blamed the Republicans because he couldn't get anything. Obstructionist Republicans. No, you had control of everything. Well, how can they, if they're in the minority, how can they obstruct? This is what they do. And they're hoping you're not paying attention. They're hoping you're not paying attention. That's why you get your news on YouTube, right? That's why you get your news on with Ron. We're going to Florida next week. Progressive Comedy Tour, January 9th through the 12th. Get a ticket. I said I'm going to track Tulsi Gabbard and Ocasio-Cortez and Khanna. I'm going to, especially Ocasio, I'm going to see what she's all about. She voted for Pelosi to be Speaker of the House, which I don't think was a smart move. But then here's where we're really seeing. This is she's a progressive. She voted against this thing. She said she was going to vote against it. She's voting against it. And now Liz Warren is running for president. Anyone that criticizes her is obviously a sexist. I did a video pointing out that Liz Warren's a fake progressive and I'm called a sexist. Really? I did a video saying that Joe Kennedy is he has money invested in the oil lobby and he's on energy committees. Does that mean now I hate the Irish? Oh wait, I'm Irish. I get so confused with identity politics. So I hate then I'm Irish. Oh God, I hate myself? Is there a special place in hell for Irish guys that don't support other Irish guys? Or maybe I'm looking at how you vote. I did that video questioning Tulsi Gabbard's what her policy in the Middle East would be. Is she going to be way more hawkish? I don't know. That question's still up for debate. I'm glad she wants to pull out of Syria, and this makes me very happy. You vote with your conscience. You vote for what's right, not, well, the majority is going to... I did that video on Liz Warren. She votes with the gang, whatever the Democrats are doing. She doesn't stand out. She doesn't stand alone. She doesn't take a tough stance. She never does that. This is what you got to do, and this is what you also tell your constituents. You put me in office to vote for these things or vote against these things. That's what I'm doing. Wow, it's almost like they have ethics. Weird. So I support these three people. Three people of color, as it turns out. 2 women, 1 a vet. So don't give me your identity politics that I hate women because I don't support Nancy Pelosi's nonsense or Elizabeth Warren's nonsense. I don't support the rich and the ruling class. I don't support them, and I don't care what ethnicity they are. I support progressives, and I don't, again, if this was 3 white dudes, I would be just as happy. I just want people that want to actually save the planet. It's January, guys, 11 years. And every time I say 11 years, somebody on Twitter is like, Graham, we have to do something today. 11. I understand the fucking thing. The semantics of what I'm saying are not a thing for you to get mad at. Yeah, we need to do stuff today. I can't wave a magic wand out of my fucking apartment and make the Green New Deal happen. So don't bitch at me on Twitter. It gets a little goddamn annoying. How are we going to have a Green New Deal? We need to effect drastic change to get us off of fossil fuels starting today. This is a step in the wrong direction. So Nancy Pelosi is going to be dead by the time the planet's underwater and everyone's fighting for fucking killing each other over drinkable water and food and stuff like that. She'll be long gone. All those rich assholes will be dead. She's 28. She is 37. I don't know how old Khanna is, but thanks, Democrats. And thank you for watching The Political Vigilante. Support the show on Patreon because I doubt the corporate media is going to cover this way. I doubt they're going to cover it this way. They're too busy showing videos of Ocasio-Cortez in a dance video when she was like in high school or college. And they was like, oh, she's out of her mind. Like, oh, God. Yeah, she was a teenager dancing. Who cares? Thanks for watching the show. Go to grahamelwood.com for Progressive Comedy Tour dates. We're coming to Florida next week. And I'm doing Political Vigilante live January 30th at the Dojo of Comedy at the Sycamore Tavern in Hollywood. That is a live Political Vigilante. And I have tour dates every month going into June. Come check them out. Thanks for watching.